Kamala, before she even did this today, she literally wiped out Donald Trump's supposed lead against Joe Biden. And I still say supposed. Nobody's going to convince me that Donald Trump would have beaten Joe Biden. I know people would laugh at saying that, and you have probably a right to, because it wasn't looking good. But I still believe as it got closer to the
we were
election,
going to pull it together.
I think so too. There's no way, because Lana, how many times do you and I talk about on this show that something happens and a week later people forget about it? Literally, this dude was shot at and somebody attempted to take his life and nobody fucking cares anymore. Nobody's even talking about it.
Not talking about it at all. But you know what they will be talking about? His sentencing coming up.
That's correct. Yep, he'll be back in the news on September 18th, I believe.
Something like that.
Yeah, and that is the week after, I believe. So we have the convention, I believe, in less than 2 weeks. 2 weeks from yesterday is the convention starts. Kenton, thank you for your comments. As we move on, we talked about there was a rally today, and I got some clips. I didn't get all the clips that I wanted to, but we did talk about Josh Shapiro and whether or not, he would be excited about the pick. He made it clear today that he was, but there was a funny moment during during his speech where the crowd kind of, they got their inner MAGA crowd together and put together a pretty hilarious chant.
And Donald Trump, well, he's now got a partner with him. Y'all see that guy?
I know this has been brought up a million times. Does he not sound just like Barack Obama?
Not only does he sound, and it's not even like it's like his tone, his movements, like
mannerisms.
Yeah, his mannerisms, but that tone in his inflection. I think that's what it's like he studied him. It's what even this right here. Even that picture here, that look, how he stops and he stares at the crowd.
He's looking for that. I know I'm a badass.
Yes.
Acknowledge me.
Yeah.
No question
even
about
when
it.
He walked out there, I'm like, what the fuck is this?
But I think I want to say it was the Daily Show or somebody. It did something funny, or it might have been Seth Meyers. It might have been somebody. I can't remember who it was, but they're like, he's got the same cadence. He's got this. He sounds exactly like him. That watch me just put a picture of Barack Obama up and then put his words behind it, and you can just hear. It was pretty funny, but
oh my god, that's hilarious. I hope and pray that they put those two on the stage on one of these rallies, because that would be over.
Well, I got one more thing that would be over too, by the way. Whoever is in charge of the DNC convention, if they don't roll out Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter during that thing, they should be fired on the spot for not doing it.
You're right. Somebody said to me on Twitter, I'm sorry. They said, what did they say to me? I said something about Trump being afraid to debate, and stupid troll, because they said like, he'd eat you alive, right? And I said, well, his idol is Hannibal Lecter.
That's true. That's true. By the way, when you say that, I've been more careful on who I respond to on Twitter, because it literally seems, I don't know if you even check this, but I check to see, I'd like click on the name a little bit to see how many followers, and it's always somebody with like 105. They always, I think there's just, I'm arguing with a bunch of Elon Musk bots, and I'm like,
You're right. You have to pick and choose who you want to argue with. You have to
if it seems like a real person, then I'll respond. But if it's not, then I'm just like, I'm not wasting my time with this bot.
Sometimes if it's disinformation, I'll say something like somebody's controlling a bot. It's not controlling itself. So
that's I'll just respond. I'll say, Elon, come get your bot or something like that.
Exactly.
But let's finish out Josh Shapiro and the crowd getting involved as well.
Yeah. JD Vance, he's not exactly off to a good start. I think we can all agree on that. But I think part of the reason why he's not off to a good start is this, and it's serious. He doesn't know who he is. And he's not being honest with himself, so he can't be honest with the American people. He can't.
This is Philly, too.
Now, so if I hear you right, and I think I do.
Oh my God!
You're chanting, he's a weirdo. Which means, man, I love you, Philly. Which means, if you're chanting, he's a weirdo, then you heard of my good friend and our next vice president, Tim Walz. Because Tim Walz, in his beautiful Midwestern plain-spoken way, he summed up JD Vance the best. He's a weirdo. And
here's this is the theme, right? For the rest of the way, they are going to talk about how dangerous they are, but they're also going to talk about how weird and strange and just how off they are. And, to me, that works better than trying to think that you're going to go after the heterosexual male to make them think, that there may be something wrong with them if they vote for a woman. Fine. If you want to try that, let that be your, but see, this resonates because it's absolutely 100% true. This is true. And, he said it, and you could just tell they're going to attack them as just being this party that is old, tired, boring, and weird.
Yeah. And how do you, and it just writes itself, right? Like, it's weird that you want to track teenagers' menstrual cycles. It's weird that you want to stop women from traveling out of state for medical care. Like, it's weird that you want a raped 10-year-old to give birth to a child, but then turn around and decline to feed said children.
Right.
That's weird. Like, that's weird that you vote against the Pump Act, giving women, privacy in the workplace, have to provide a place where they can pump. You vote against that, but then you also want to force birth on women. Like, so all of that is weird and creepy as fuck. Like, it just is.
Lana, they want to take away the school lunches for a 12, 13-year-old, but they want them to be able to work, as well. They're trying to lower the work age for it. It's just, it's so bizarre and so strange, and how anybody looks at this and says, yeah, I got to vote for this. This is my kind of shit. I don't know what happened to you in your life to where you feel like feeding children is a bad thing. Now, I know on Twitter, I don't even know what the story is. Maybe you saw it, but the number one thing for a little while that was trending was Tampon Tim. I guess he wanted free tampons in the restrooms for girls. And I don't know, somebody brought up to me about boys. I don't know what the fuck they're talking about. But
Green said some stupid shit about that. But someone in the chat said they can't believe Harris picked Walz over Shapiro. And it's interesting because we just spoke about that. You want to just touch on that just one more time? Because people can't believe it because...
Well, first of all, let me tell you something. He's a little bit of a troll because he hits me on the comments.
Oh, does he?
All the time. And it's okay. I mean, we have a good back and forth. And he likes to call me skinny little guy and all. I don't even...
I mean, skinny.
I'm not skinny. When I was a kid, I was real skinny, so I decided I got to get in the gym and work out. But I'm telling you, Lana, I'm not kidding. Even at 53, if you saw this chest, like if you felt this thing, it's not bad. One day to the next. But I will say, I'm still in pretty good shape. But anyway,
the trolls are weirdos.
Let me say, he is a weirdo. Actually, I don't mind. I don't mind having a back and forth with him. He likes to call me names, and I don't care if he does or he doesn't. But
he said he's trying to keep you honest. What does that even mean?
What he's talking about. So this is the rub. This is the whole MAGA side. Is they're trying to find an angle, right? They're trying to find something that is making this pick bad. So they're like, oh my God, they didn't pick Shapiro, and all of them are on Twitter going, we just got the greatest gift of all time. He didn't pick Shapiro. He picked Walz. But of course, if he picked Shapiro, you know what they would have done? They wouldn't have gone, oh no, it's over. Yeah. They would have gone, you know.
Yeah. Excuse me. Y'all need to worry about your own pick. You know, the guy with that.
Oh, they're worried, Lana. Trust me when I tell you, they are very, very worried.
They're running around saying all the nonsense and ridiculous stuff. Like, worry about that guy disparaging women all day, every day. Worry about the guy who wants 10-year-olds to friggin' have rapist babies and says no exceptions. So if you're raped by your dad, you have to have the baby. Per Vance, because he's also said 2 wrongs don't make a right.
Yeah.
So
right.
You don't care.
Right.
Yeah. Worry about that guy.
Yeah. Kenton said, cool thing is either way, the other VP contender would have supported the team, no doubt, and probably end up with a cabinet position. Yeah. All for any choice they made. It was a good pool of talent. There's absolutely no question. The talent pool was phenomenal, where the other side doesn't have it. By the way, the guy who likes to troll me, he's also that guy who tries to tell me he's not MAGA, he's down the middle. He's one of those guys. But anytime you say anything about Donald Trump, he loses his shit. I mean, it drives him insane. That's if you hilarious. Say one bad thing about Donald Trump. But anyway, let's get back to the fun. One day you'll probably enjoy this next clip. This is Tim Walz. Hilarious. He was introduced to Pennsylvanians, and he got out on the stage. And this will make him very mad because he's talking about his little buddy, Donald Trump. And this is him talking about Donald Trump's past crimes.
In the face of the COVID crisis. He drove our economy into the ground. And make no mistake, violent crime was up under Donald Trump.
Yeah.
That's not even counting the crimes he committed.
Double fat.
Yep. Tell me this crowd's not jacked up and having a good time.
Yeah. Crowd size.
I mean, I'm telling you, you look at MAGA rallies.
They're like,
and by the way, that's the rest of the clip is them just cheering. You know, you look at MAGA rallies anymore, and half of them are just like zoned out in the background.
Hannibal Lecter, sharks and boats, and now he's mad at Sean Kemp again. Like, what the hell?
They're like, dude, fucking talk about how much we hate immigrants, and then he gets into hating immigrants, and then they get out of their seats and cheer. Then he starts going off about some goofy shit that nobody knows what the fuck he's talking about. People are looking around like, oh god damn, when is this thing over? And it's just boring anymore. And I'll have a clip a little bit later about him yelling at the school administration because the seats were not filled up in the same exact arena that Kamala Harris was in the week before. But they're just, like I said, Lana, this is the theme. They're going to go after them for just being clowns, the clowns that they are. They're just going to keep attacking this. And people are, you know, the old saying is the more you keep saying things, the more true it becomes. But it really helps when you keep saying it and it actually is true. That helps the cause.
Did you see his Truth Social post?
Oh, I'm reading that in a minute. Yeah, I'm going to read that. I'll read that soon. But we talk about Tim Walz and we talk about the attacks that they're going to do on the right. This was another really, really good one. This time he goes after his opponent, JD Vance.
JD Vance literally wrote the foreword for the architect of the Project 2025 agenda.
By the way, real quick, it seems like Project 2025 has been lost a little bit over the last couple of weeks because of everything that's been going on. And we need to get right back into that and make sure that everybody understands that this is one big reason why we cannot allow Donald Trump and JD Vance to take over, because Project 2025 is 100% real. It 100% will be implemented by those weird bastards.
Like all regular people I grew up with in the heartland, JD studied at Yale, had his career funded by Silicon Valley billionaires, and then wrote a bestseller trashing that community. Come on. That's not what middle America is.
Come on, man.
And I got to tell you, I can't wait to debate the guy.
Crowd explodes again. Not an empty seat in the House. Got to bring it home here.
That is, if he's willing to get off the couch and show up. So, you see what I did there?
I mean, that's the thing. Like I said, these are going to turn into what we're going to do for the American people, and it's going to turn into a Comedy Central roast of these clowns, because that's exactly what they deserve.